Gilbert Ryle solves the mind-body dichotomy that has been running for a long time in history of thought, denying blatantly the concept of an internal, non-physical self. For Ryle, what truly matters is the behaviors that a person manifests in his day-to-day life. For Ryle, looking for and trying to understand the self as it really exists is like visiting your friend's university looking for university. One can roam around the campus, visit the library and football field, meet the administrators and faculty, and still end up not finding the university. This is because the campus, the people, the systems, and the territory all form the university. Ryle then suggests that self is not an entity one can locate and analyze, but simply the convenient name that people use to refer to all behaviors that people make. Here, there is now the interesting belief now or idea of Gilbert Ryle because he wanted now to solve the mind-body dichotomy, which existed really a long time and can be traced back to Socrates. And for him, what really matters in day-to-day life. Because when you're trying to understand self, for example, he has given us an example. We try to consider, for example, university or college. So you can go around the college or campus and you visit the library and football field and all other facilities and amenities of a university if there is or there are. But still, at the end, you can't really find the college or the university. So what he actually meant is that when we try to understand university as a whole or as self, we can really understand it because just like the self is not really an entity that you can really locate because according to him, the term self is just the convenient name that people use to refer to all behaviors that people make. So that is yeah how we actually understand the idea of self. Moving on to our last but never the least is Merleau Ponty is a phenomenologist who asserts that the mind-body bifurcation that has been going on for a long time is a futile endeavor and an invalid problem. Unlike Ryle, who simply denies the self, Merleau-Ponty instead says that the mind and body are so intertwined that they cannot be separated from one another. One can find any experience that is not embodied experience. All experience is embodied. One's body is his opening toward his existence to the world. So here's indeed a very interesting perspective of Merleau-Ponty because he wanted now to actually put an end to the mind-body bifurcation, which is also being considered by Ryle, but Ryle only wanted to deny the totality of self. But on the part of Merleau-Ponty, he actually said that mind and body are so intertwined that you can really separate one another. That is, you can tell that it is the mind or this activity is because of the mind or is uh, what we call this that the mind is responsible for this action while the body is also responsible for this action, but he actually did that they are very much intertwined and like experiences or like what's been considered by Hume. So all experiences are embodied, which means that it is the part, it is what we call the part of the self itself. And you cannot say that it is not part of the self, it is a separate one, but it is part in itself. So one's body is his opening towards his existence to the world. Because of these, men, uh, men are in the world. Merleau-Ponty dismisses the Cartesian dualism that has spelled so much devastation in the history of man. For him, the Cartes or in problem is nothing else but a plain misunderstanding. The living body, his thoughts, emotions, and experiences are all in one. So that's it. And we are done with our lesson 1. And using your pocket study, you'll be, after I've given you already, on hope that you will check out your um, first activity in lesson 1. I already downloaded or uploaded it in your Pocket Study application. Hope you've downloaded it and you've actually completed it to pass it to me. I think I've set um, the deadline tomorrow or maybe on Wednesday, and hope you can actually pass the assignment on or before the deadline. Anybody who could actually pass the said assignment on or before the deadline will really be will really be getting the what is good for them. While those who will not pass the said assignment, of course, there will be some consequences for that. I've already given you enough time to answer, and hopefully you can also give me uh, the best that you can. And I believe that you can do so. So after this, I will be giving you an application assessment to be sent online, and you will be finding this. I'm only giving you the detail, but the so far on the actual assessment, you can also still download it in your Pocket Study application. So in your own words, state what is the meaning of the self for each of the 9 cited philosophers, and each, of course, of the your reaction or your idea on each one of them must not be less than 100. So after doing so, explain how your concept of self is compatible with how they conceive of the self. That is, choose which of the philosopher would you like to back up or support and why. So you've already given now the meaning of self for the 9 philosophers, and you will try now to explain your concept of self as it is in agreement with any of the philosophers that you would like to anchor your philosophies also, or your ideas, and so that you can actually back up or support your argument or propositions. So again, congratulations, you've just finished your very first lesson under this course.